Romans verse 9 of chapter 12 this time. And this one is simpler in a way, but actually much more complicated in another way because it's difficult to pin down exactly what certain parts of this mean. So I'm just going to read you this one verse. It says this: love must be sincere, hate what is evil, cling to what is good. And I say it's a little bit of a tricky one because, first of all, love must be sincere. What does that quite mean? Well, I'm trying to grapple with this a bit. I think it means being honest rather than hypocritical about how we behave and what we do and how we sort of treat people, and to a certain extent humble instead of proud. But as soon as we try to portray ourselves as humble, almost we're not humble. There's a real trickiness in that. And then when we get to the second part of this verse, hate what is evil, cling to what is good. What is evil and what is good? Now, partly I want to give you a bit of a promotion of something else we've been working on recently. I've been doing some videos of about 10 minutes length with Connor, and we've been putting these out on something called the Seminar. And if you want to look at the ones that we've done on this, that we've used so far, they now, if you go on to a search engine and type in theseminar.co.uk, you'll get up a link to either YouTube or Spotify where you can find a talk, one of which is about good and evil. And it's a very broad topic, but I mention it just in case that also is helpful. But in amongst this, well, hate what is evil. Well, what is evil? A tricky question. It's a subjective one in a way, but when you look it up, I can see the sense in some of the responses. Things like causing harm, or maybe even lacking empathy, something immoral. But then people define morals differently sometimes. It's what it definitely is the opposite of the common good that we talked about last time. So we're to hate what is evil, not to hate the people who create it, because they're made by God. They're made in the image of God, albeit we're all distorted from that image. But we're to hate their actions and work to change them for good. So we cling to what we know as good as best we can, and we try to work against the evil. But there's a challenge in some verses coming up which will say a little bit more about this as well. So I leave you with that thought today.